In this video, we talk about Babylon Squared after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and this is a very interesting but difficult to get through episode of Babylon 5 because they're setting up the stage for a number of things that are going to go along later. The idea that Sinclair was made commander of Babylon 5 because of the influence of the Minbari has to do with a prophecy that there would be a great advancement of humanity through Sinclair. And it's kind of shown here. There are a couple of things that go on. There is in the A story, Babylon 4 is discovered in a pretty much where it was lost, but kind of in a tachyon field, which is to say that there is some timey-wimey stuff going on here. And then in the B story, we have Delenn being called to the Grey Council and has been elected while she wasn't there to be the new head of the council. She believed that it was her place, however, to be on Babylon 5 in order for fulfillment of the prophecy. So, all this is set up, and there are a number of characters that are introduced here, including the commander of Babylon 4, at least the person who was in charge of having it set up in its final stages before being actually put into service. The backstory on Babylon 4 was that it was just completed and had not actually started operation before it just disappeared mysteriously. So that is the situation we find ourselves in, and we have a character by the name of Zacharias, who apparently is a time traveler of some sort and has some knowledge of what's going on in the future and the past. Basically what happens is that they investigate Babylon 4, Garibaldi and Sinclair, and they find flashbacks and flash forwards in time. And it's confusing to them. It's explained by the commander, who said that they've had problems with that over the last 4 years or so, and also Zacharias. And Zacharias appears to be loyal to one that was called the One. And he is the person that's going to lead them through the Great War. And so that's where we have that. Interestingly, the spacesuit that the One wears is exactly the one that, or exactly the style that they used for 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't know where they got it from, but that's essentially it. It's still a very good rendition of a spacesuit, if not one of the best in movies and TV. So that's where we are now, and it's all kind of a setup. We've got to know where Sinclair fits into this prophecy, where Delenn fits into this prophecy, how they're able to get themselves out of course, this week's dilemma, which is easy enough to figure out because, once again, Sinclair is going to be here next week, and so is Delenn. So a lot of this is just kind of noise as far as I'm concerned. But the lore that they are creating here is interesting. It's compelling. It's something that makes you want to keep watching to solve the puzzle. So we can't say really too much about this episode other than the fact that it is planting the seeds for what's going to happen later. It's one of the advantages of having the entire story arc written ahead of time. Basically, everything that is supposed to happen, I mean, individual scripts are written at a time, but an outline for the entire series, an entire 5-season series, has all been written up by Michael J. Straczynski. He knows where all of these characters are going to be by the end, and has also put escape hatches in case actors are not available. Each position, each main character can be replaced by another character, and the story moves on pretty much in the way that he intends. So in doing this, it makes possible episodes like this that feed into what's eventually going to happen. And so it's interesting on that basis. So I would like to know what you think about Babylon Squared. You may notice something about Babylon 4. It's a different design slightly than Babylon 5, and it has a few little things. However, in actually filming it, it was kind of good in that they had basically the same sets they used for Babylon 5 in order to be able to show some of the interior shots. Also, in one of those interior shots, you can see one of the crew who's sitting there wearing tennis shoes and a ball cap in one of the fight scenes. He's not supposed to be in the frame, and obviously is not dressed like anybody else. He's just a member of the crew that happened to be in the wrong place. It's something that you might want to watch for or go back and look for. So let me know what you think about this. Please put it below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll be back with more of what we do here. Our latest Doctor Who review will be coming up on Monday, and then, of course, on Tuesday, Deep Space Nine, the original series, on Wednesday, and back here for another Babylon 5. So until then, don't go far.